mean, unfortunately, we're running out of time. We don't have as much time on the air as you have on YouTube.
Nothing but time. Time is on this side of the apes. Meatball's wearing a nice long tie, giving a yawn for the Moon Platoon bombshells that we're going to drop today. The FINRA organization is changing the way that shorts are run, and we are going to talk about the AMC price movements on the day and how we were able to predict a strong buy and where we were able to see consolidation and a strong sell. All of this after Charles Payne gives us the platform. This is the opportunity that I had to go on Charles Payne's show today. I'm very touched, very grateful for the silverback himself for having me on. So if you want to respect the man's for having us on his show, drop a like on this video so that more people can find this video. I'm going to show you the interview. I'm going to then tell you a little bit more about what I think about what I could have said if I was given a little bit more time. But just know this, that at the end of this video, a fun announcement about future collaborations with the silverback I'm going to announce right here for you guys. If you guys don't see that like counter up to that threshold, go ahead and comment which like you are, and let's go. Charles, take it away.
I think is thrilling. And I got an email that kind of really pumped me up on Tuesday. It came from someone who's a subscriber and uses my educational services. He said he went from $120,000 to a high of $1.2 million in less than a year. I have yet to cash out any stocks except for the 10% profit designated for Christmas donations. The funds I am working with are in my 401k trading account. The book is wonderful, but a new chapter needs to be added. How to take advantage of hedge funds when they try to run a company out of business by shorting it out of existence. Now, the email speaks of taking action, right? It speaks of diamond hands. Obviously, it speaks of trying to level the playing field. So with that in mind, I want to bring in two investors from the so-called ape community, and let's talk to them about what they're trying to achieve in this market, and also how they feel when the financial media is always trying to paint them as menaces. Andrew Mo Money, a YouTube host, and also we have with us from Twitter Space host Tara Bull. Hey, thank you both for coming on first. Just, what drew you to this thing in the first place? And I'll start with you, Tara. What made you focus in on the market, particularly on these AMC and GameStop, those kind of stocks?
Well, honestly, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I first decided to invest in AMC. I did know about what happened with GameStop, and I guess I didn't want to see the same thing happen with a movie theater company. I love the movies. My family loves the movies. I didn't want to see them, be pushed down. I didn't want to see them, especially during a pandemic.
Right. Okay, Andrew, I've watched the YouTube stuff. You're very calm, collected. You have a lot of great information. Of course, you're not a financial advisor, but you are sharing information with people. How did you get to this point?
Thank you, Charles. From the Moon Platoon, the Andrew Money community, I really appreciate you having us on. It is a story of when people take a look at obvious injustice, when people take a look at companies that have been growing up with them alongside their childhoods and now giving back to that exact same company, GameStop and AMC. There are 4.1 million apes holding the float for a reason on AMC's side. So that's the reason why I'm part of just one of millions.
Speaking of which, though, do you get upset at all? I mean, almost every single day in the financial media, you're called dumb. Today, the ape community was blamed for the broad market, a $36 trillion market. They blamed you for it being down today. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it just makes me feel even more excited. It's just more attention on the movement, to be honest. I feel like there are plenty of people who still trust, what they're hearing, but there are a lot more people who are seeing things the other way now. They're seeing things for what they really are. They know that this wasn't caused by us. They're starting to, realize what's really going on.
Charles,
so it's exciting.
Okay. Andrew, how do you grow this community? I look at Google Trends and things like that. It's starting to slow down a little bit. I know it's strong, but how do you make it grow even more?
Charles, the apes are investing in the definition of investing. Right. So originally, you would go out and say, there are buzzwords we like to use, FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's better to use a more commonly recognized word, propaganda. When people come into the mainstream media, they expect to be able to trust people like you, silverbacks, Charles Payne fans out there. They are talking specifically about whether or not. Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, unfortunately, we're running out of time. We don't have as much time on the air as you have on YouTube. I want to say God bless, congratulations. And you're right. Listen, I'm working on another book, and I've got a whole chapter in Diamond Hands, and it features Warren Buffett. That is the definition of investing. Buy and hold, up and down. If you believe in it and you think the fundamentals work, go for it. I'm sick of people dissing, and I will always be on your side. Andrew, Tara, thank you both very much. And by the way,
that is Mr. Charles Payne, the silverback, agreeing with what we said. Now, that said, if I knew I was going to be with Tara, I would have prepared a little differently. I have a whole list of things that I wanted to say, and we already have notes for the next time we're going to be able to jump on Charles Payne. 4th of July just happened, right? I wish that that was an opportunity to show off not only Meatball's tie, but the fact that taxation without representation is the whole foundation of this country, Charles. The main point of what we are going through this economy, not knowing how many shorts exist, not knowing when the naked shorts are going to be able to continue their cycles of infinite shorting, that is sounding a lot like taxing us without fully representing us. So that bell is a notification that you guys make sure you've turned your bell icons on. I know all of you have subscribed, but you haven't yet pressed that bell. That means you might miss out on a future video that talks exactly about the FINRA update for the day, requesting a short interest position in reporting enhancement and other changes related to short sale reporting. FINRA is requesting comment on potential enhancements to its short sale reporting program. Here they are. Number 1, modifications to its short interest reporting requirements. Number 2, a new rule that requires participants of a registered clearing agency to report to FINRA information on allocations of correspondent firms of failed to deliver positions. And then finally, enhancements related to short sale activity. This is the key. FINRA is no longer going to leave to chance the fact that we are going to be punished for something that we can't even identify. Shorts, from the beginning of the first congressional hearing on GameStop, it was clear. Shorts do not have an obligation to fully disclose their position. So now that we're seeing change from the inside, is this going to be more of the same hat and dance routine, or is this an opportunity for us to really dig our feet into what systemic change apes are capable of? Remember, the next video that I'm going to be publishing is about the year of the $1 trillion apes. And the fact is, retail investors, it is our year. 2021 is the biggest year for retail investors that the entire Wall Street community has ever seen. And in that case, we are now upgrading. Charles said that we are dumb money. Better to say, Joji Soros said this, we are not dumb money, but simple money. That we are looking at the simplest strategies out there for investing. And hedge funds, on the other hand, would have taken 88 million short positions from 2005 on Charter Communications, and then taken that 36 million shares that actually exist out of existence. It went bankrupt on 2009. That's something that I wish I would have been able to say on Charles Payne's show next time, right? We're talking about existing occurrences where companies existed, people loved them, hedge funds saw weakness, and they decided to short them to oblivion. That is the definition of investing in uninvesting, and that has to stop. So FINRA making some major moves. I promised that we would take a look at the buy signals for the day. AMC went down 12%. In fact, a lot of that was gapped down from the after hours into pre-market, and we were hanging around the $39 ranges for the beginning of the day. That's okay. $40 is a mental barrier. It was also a technical resistance, something that we did not see on Webull. So remember, you can get your 2 free stocks on Webull using this trading application right here that I use. But the reason why we dropped is because there's barely any resistances or supports. Ignoring the dynamic lines in orange, purple, and blue, you'll see the teal lines actually is just empty space for AMC to roam. So the fact that we were supported at 39 was astonishing. After that, it was a clear drop down to 38.76. If it went all the way down for a nice clean bounce at 37.89, the level of support that I drew here, I would have bought in and doubled my position. But we still might see some of that in the near future. We were able to bounce off earlier than I expected, and from there, an ascending channel of resistance that I drew in teal all the way up to the top of the 260% retracement from January. Ever since then, it's been fate. We tracked on the very top of, it seems like, the top of this bullish pennant that we drew. And I misspoke, the bottom of this bullish pennant, as now we are currently trading inside that macro pennant. Once we took 49.79 as the daily high, that was when we had ramped up to more volume than one day than we had seen all week. So this is like a torrential flood, or maybe a drizzle right after a famine of water. Currently, we're trending underneath that bullish pennant on the macro the beginning of June to now chart, but we are still heavily up on the day, 6.5%, and that's something beautiful for AMC in the near future. Like I said, I mentioned I was going to say some news. The booker from the Charles Payne Show says that he loved having us, and we might be booking a one-on-one with the Silverback himself in the near future, so get excited for that. I hope you guys learned something from this show, and actually, I have something that I have to say. So we are trying to make smart moves with our money, okay? And there's a platform that I partnered with recently that started a brand new thing. If there's one asset you see billionaires like Ken Griffin hold in their portfolios that you won't see in mine, it's fine art. So it's something that 61% of high net worth collectors allocate 10% of their overall portfolio. And a lot of these collectors will have entire teams spending millions of dollars to acquire those pieces. So looking at art as an asset class itself, not only is it the least correlated to the stock market out of any major asset class, according to a 2020 report by Citibank, it also appreciated in value more than the S&P 500 total return by 174% from 1995 to 2020. And that's according to publicly available data compiled by Masterworks. So I'm sure lots of people would have loved to gotten those returns, but art has just been too inaccessible for most people to add to their portfolio. That's why in this video, I'm partnering with Masterworks, so that they have figured out a way to securitize those pieces one at a time. That means that you can go on their platform and purchase shares representing an investment in individual offerings like Banksy's Mona Lisa, and they have held last year, which gave a 32% annualized net return to its investors after 14 months. Although I can't guarantee those returns will happen again. So far this year, new offerings have been launching on the platform every few weeks, and the other nice thing about Masterworks is that you have the option to sell your shares in the secondary market if you want to exit your investment before they sell the painting, as long as you're based in the US. So if you want to browse and invest in their newest offerings, you can click on the link in the description right now to skip their waitlist and become a member for free. Those of you who make this show possible, I cannot say thank you enough. We wouldn't have been able to get on the Charles Payne Show. We wouldn't have been able to get this far in the community without your support. And I will look forward to being able to continue championing the apes in the near future. Thank you guys once again. Remember, if you guys see someone in the chat that is trying to tell you WhatsApp or trying to give you guys a crypto address, that is not me. I'm never going to tell you guys that in the chat. I might send some funny memes or say like LFG. That's the me with a check mark in the description. Thanks for pressing that join button next to the subscribe button and the Patreon link. That's what lands you on one of these end screens. And we'll see all of you, every single one of you, in the money. Peace.